Hello, friends. My name is James Hopkins, and as always, I'm joined by my good friends Bryan Castiglione and Anthony Alessino, as well as my younger brother, Jack Hopkins. On this show, we're all about parlays, overs, unders, spreads, and money lines. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Parlay-Vous. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another wonderful episode of the Parlay-Vous podcast. It's your boy, Jimmy Hopkins, alongside Bryan Castiglione and Jack Hopkins, and it is week 4 in the NFL. Before we get into that, there's a little something we meant to talk about on Wednesday's podcast that I never got to. It was the fantasy trade I wanted advice for.
Oh, yeah.
Let's kill some time with that now. So, I'm 2-1, but I'm like close to the middle of the pack, if not bottom half of the league in points for. You know, I've had some advantageous matchups so far this year. Jack's in this league with me. So, my running backs are Devin Singletary, Josh Jacobs, Zamir White, and Gus Edwards.
Okay.
Only one flex, 2 running backs, 1 flex spot, standard PPR. This league's about as vanilla as it gets. Wide receivers, I have Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, DJ Moore, Chris Godwin.
Damn.
Remember, you can only start 3 of them.
Still, good depth.
And then on my bench, I forget who else I have. Whatever. I know I have Adonai Mitchell, who, whatever, that's really not worth much. So here's the trade. I was offered 1-for-1 straight up Chris Olave for Chuba Hubbard.
No.
I know, that's how I feel.
Yeah, no.
Chuba Hubbard did score 30 points last week.
Jonathan Brooks is waiting to come back.
I know.
No.
It just doesn't feel like enough of
Who
an
are his
upgrade.
other running backs?
You got the fucking phone, Jack? Pull it up.
I would counter back with his 2.
Who's
Be
the-
like, this is where we need to be.
I was just going to counter back with I'll give you DJ Moore.
For Chuba?
Yeah,
No.
I guess, but like, what do you believe? How much do you believe in Caleb is the question.
Yeah.
What's the team?
It's Mike Sir.
Mike's
He's last place. Mike's magnificent team.
Michael's motivated team.
Motivated to not win.
Yeah. I mean, looks like it, dude. Chuba's projected 14 points. Okay, let's just look at Chuba for the sake of argument. Week 1, 1 point. Week 2, 11 points. Week 3, 27 points. He also had 21 rushing attempts. Okay,
It's also the new offense behind Andy Dalton.
he
Things
had
to consider.
5 receptions, 1 touchdown reception, but 114 rushing, which I imagine he broke one off for a big run, and the rest of them were all minimal gains. And then 55 receiving. That is a tremendous workload for a guy who's about to become a backup. And DJ Moore.
It's a little crazy to suggest he's guaranteed to become a backup to a rookie.
He's the first running back drafted, and he's going to make it.
Yeah, I know, but also Miles Sanders is there. Like, it's a little, it's a
but
little
Miles
crazy.
Sanders
Yeah,
is
but
not
Miles
a threat.
Sanders gets 0 work.
Scored a touchdown last week.
Chris Olave, week 1, 3 points. Week 2, 12 points. Week 3, 20 points.
He did good this week.
Okay. And then DJ Moore, who is on your bench, James, or he's starting?
He's on my bench because I swapped him out for Godwin. Godwin just kept falling, and it got to a point where
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's what happened to
I
me
can't
too.
believe no one's taking this
Yeah.
guy.
He was crazy.
10 points, 11 points, and 15 points. I would say I'll give you DJ Moore, but
Who's
I
the
know
team he's trading with number 2 running back? Or, I guess give me both.
so the team he's trading with, his running backs are Chuba, Kenneth Walker, and Jerome Ford.
Jesus Christ. I would hit him over the head and try and get fucking Kenneth Walker.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
The
He's
best
in
part
last
is
place, he's desperate.
Kenneth Walker's projected less points than Chuba Hubbard.
I was thinking about still offering up Olave, but asking for Khalil Shakir back as well.
Oh, to get Hubbard and Shakir?
Mm-hmm.
It's not a bad idea. It's a little bit more even on your end, too.
Khalil Shakir is a consistent part of this offense.
He's the only receiver on the Bills who actually has a year down with
Yeah,
Josh Allen.
and he consistently gets like 5 for 50.
Yeah. That might be the better move.
Olave for Hubbard and Shakir.
Yeah, because at worst, Hubbard turns into a committee back. Brooks is coming off an ACL, and you know how that usually goes, less than a year removed. He is younger, so maybe it's different, but they're probably not going to rush him back, and he's still going to have to learn the offense a little bit. So, at worst, you're getting a running back by committee. Shakir seems like, he's probably just above, I feel like, a boomer bust.
He's a fucking bye-week spot start.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's a depth piece. It's not, he's not going to consistently get you 12 points, but, if you throw him in 1 week, he might get you fucking 20.
It's just really, really hard being 2-1 and giving up on your second round pick. Because I took Olave, I took Garrett Wilson, then Chris Olave, then DJ Moore. Those are my first 3 picks.
Yeah. Well, DJ Moore, we didn't expect to kind of fall off a cliff like he has, but...
Yeah, but still, like, coming up with Josh Jacobs later in the draft, I think I got him in the 5th round, and then coming up with Singletary in the double-digit rounds.
Oh, this is perfect, James.
What happened?
Mike Sir also offered me Chuba Hubbard for George Pickens.
See that?
Damn, son. So he offered you Chuba Hubbard for George Pickens, but then he's offering me Chuba Hubbard for Olave, and I just don't feel like they're in the same ballpark.
No,
those two.
absolutely not.
So here's the analysis on the trade review for ESPN. It says my trade value is 82 compared to his 77. Position rank 19, position rank 48. Chuba's 19, Pickens is 48. The grade for Chuba is an 85. The grade for Pickens is an 84.
About this guy, why is he trying to trade running backs? He doesn't have any running backs.
He needs receiver help more, I guess.
Does he need receiver help, though?
His running backs are Kenneth Walker,
Jerome Ford,
and Chuba Hubbard.
Yeah, I know.
His receivers are Marvin Harrison, CeeDee Lamb, and Travis Kelce.
He's doing fine.
His receivers are
and Najee Harris in the flex.
You know what you should be
doing? CeeDee Lamb, Marvin Harrison.
I'm going to give some advice to this guy.
He has Tank Dell. He has Tank Dell.
He
has Darnell Mooney.
He doesn't need it.
He has Darnell Mooney. Khalil Shakir.
What this guy should do is wait to see what happens Thursday. Wait to see if CeeDee Lamb goes off on the Giants and ship CeeDee Lamb the fuck out of there and try and get some depth pieces off of it. That's what you should be doing, Mike.
Here's the trade I'm going to offer Mike right now.
You have no running back depth.
I'm going to offer for him.
I'd love to call him right now live on the pod.
I'm going to trade. I'm going to go and acquire, because I do need a flex player at this moment, because I drafted rookies as my flexes this year.
Jack is also not doing well.
I'm 1-2, but I lost a tough one last week. I lost by less than 3 points. Less than 5 points last week.
No Tua.
I gotta tell you though, for everyone in this league, who I know not many of them, I got a lot of shit in the group chat for taking Sam Darnold as my last pick, like the 20th round.
Have you started him since?
No, I haven't started him yet because I have Rodgers, and the Garrett Wilson-Rodgers stack is more valuable to me. And Sam Darnold only outscored Rodgers by 2 points last week, so it is what it is. But I got a lot of shit for drafting Sam Darnold. A lot of people laughed at me and called me a clown. Who's the clown now, dude?
That's how I feel, because in my work week I drafted Josh Allen in the 4th, because literally, ready? Mahomes went, Lamar went, forgetting who the 3rd was, might have been Stroud.
Hurts
went, and then I was sitting there in the 4th or the 5th, and I was like, he's still here? So I took him. Everyone in the chat, what a bad pick. He has no one to throw the ball to. And I didn't have the patience to type out a response. I'm like, what you guys don't understand is I'm going with my thinking of Josh Allen only flourishes if he doesn't have a number 1. I've said this before. He just needs 3 decent guys to go out and run routes so that he can figure out where the fuck he's going to throw the ball. And when it was last year and he's funneling to Stephon Diggs, it did not look good. When they started phasing Stephon Diggs out of the offense in the last 4 weeks of the season, it looked much better.
And he did say after the game on Monday night that it's a lot of fun to come out here and play with a group of guys that aren't concerned about stats or touchdowns.
No.
He said that, dude,
yeah,
to the media.
Because low-key, that's what it was. It went from, we're going to run this offense to where Josh can improvise and throw the ball where he wants to Stephon's mad. We have to start drawing up plays for Stephon now. But when you watch the Bills games now, there's no one consistently getting the ball. I know Shakir's getting the targets, but, Curtis Samuel's still getting looks. Dolan Kincaid's still getting looks. And they're running the ball.
He threw 4 touchdowns to 4 different guys on Monday night.
So,
So
I feel the same way you do about that.
I'm about to send Mike Sir a response.
Okay.
All right, what do you
On my tight ends right now, I have Njoku, but I also picked up Zach Ertz, who's just getting targets from Jaden Daniels. So I'm gonna
Forgot
live
he
with
was on the
streaming Zach Ertz this year. I'm gonna live with that. Here's the trade. I want Chuba Hubbard and Darnell Mooney. I'm gonna give him Christian Kirk, David Njoku, and Jalen Polk. I'm gonna give him 3 guys back instead of 2.
That's a very Phil-coded trade.
You don't want to know why? Because Phil-coded trades work on people who want to make this trade.
Okay, send it to him. We'll see what he says.
Submitted.
I hope he accepts it while we're still going.
That would be
exciting.
incredible. It would be
That would
electric
excite me.
news on the Parlay-Vous podcast.
Shall we do college?
We can do some college.
All right. So last week, your boy.
I'm pulling up the score at the moment, so why don't you go ahead?
That's fine. Oh, by the way, we were talking about this on Wednesday's show, Bryan, and it's written down right here for you. So while we're here, before we get into college, Carolina Panthers received the number 1 overall pick, the rights to select Bryce Young. They gave up DJ Moore, the 2023 9th overall pick, the 2023 61st pick, the 2024 first round pick, the 2025 second round pick.
Damn.
So far, those picks have turned into Darnell Wright, Tyreek Stevenson, Caleb Williams, and the player to be determined because that 2025 pick has not been used yet.
Right. Stevenson, if I remember, looks pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very good cornerback for
Yeah.
them. So, and Darnell Wright's an offensive lineman. Tackle.
I didn't know
So,
right, but
yeah.
I've been hearing Stevenson because they've been talking about him and Johnson.
My college picks last week, I had Georgia Tech at Louisville. Louisville -10. They covered. Then I had Utah at Oak State. I took the Oak State money line, knowing that Cam Rising probably wouldn't be in the game and that young Isaac Wilson, younger brother of Zach Wilson, would probably once again struggle to move the ball and score points. Final score, Utah 22, Oak State 19. It's a loss. And then my biggest play of the week was USC minus. So at this point, it was -5.5 when I made it on the show. It closed at -4. I took the -4. USC was up by exactly 4 with like 2 minutes to go. They have like a 3rd and short situation way down on Michigan's side of the field. Cannot tackle the guy at the line of scrimmage. Takes off for a huge gain. They wind up killing the clock and walking it into the end zone at the end of the game to win 27-24. So I thought at the very best I could push or maybe get a backdoor cover. And then Michigan just wound up winning the game. What I will say though is everything that I brought up about this game when I spoke about it was true. Like Alex Orji did not do shit as a quarterback to impact this game whatsoever. He was an additional running back on the field. Coming into the game, he only had 53 career snaps with 7 passing attempts. He did not really impress as a thrower. The bottom line is if USC played 3 quarters of USC Trojan football, they win this game. They didn't really come out until late in the second quarter and start putting it together offensively. And defensively, they just missing tackles. Like, they were just missing tackles. But it was a tale of 2 halves. They could not get the ball moving on offense in the first quarter. They started kind of moving it mid of the second quarter. But by the time they started moving the ball, they're already down 21-0 or 20-0 at this point, 20-3. So, look, right idea, wrong execution on that one. 1-2 record on the week moves me to 5-4 for the year.
I had a 1-2 record this week. Jim, do you know what that adds up to? On the year?
I don't know what your total record was.
So, but I had Cal plus 2.5. That did not cover. They lost 14-9. Bad game. Duke covered 4.5. They won, I think, 45 to a single-digit score.
Damn.
No, that's 4 in a row for the Duke Blue Devils, one of the ACC teams that I am a big fan of right now. And Nebraska did not cover on Friday night against Illinois. It was 22 versus 24 in the matchup. Final score was 31-24.
Yeah, Nebraska lost.
Tough Nebraska loss there.
Nebraska lost, and a lot of people are quickly getting sick of the Dylan Raiola Patrick Mahomes impression because it's like
Very interesting.
Well, it's because fucking 4th and 19 or something with the game on the line, and he's doing like the nonchalant Mahomes thing, and it's like, bro, put some. You're 18, like you're not Mahomes. Get some urgency. Like he was just so nonchalant about getting sacked on 4th down.
Such an
It's like-
interesting thing going
By the
on
way,
there.
Dayton Raiola class of 2026 has just committed to Nebraska, so it will be 2 Raiolas in a row at Nebraska.
Are they both going to be Patrick Mahomes?
You know what's crazy is Dayton kind of looks like Jackson.
Get the fuck out of here,
Google
really?
it. Google it. Dayton Raiola. And Dayton is a lefty, so that will be interesting to see. What are the picks this week?
I did not get to my picks this week.
Dude,
yet,
get
so
the fuck out of here with that shit.
Show Jack.
That's
That's
incredible.
fucking crazy. What the fuck is going on here?
Very crazy. And it's also crazy considering their father is Dominic Raiola, who I don't know if you remember Dom Raiola. Dom Raiola played when we were kids. He was an offensive lineman for the fucking
The Lions.
the Lions, yeah. So he said he thought he was gonna have 2 linemen, and he got 2 quarterbacks instead.
Dude, that's crazy. That
What
he
are
actually-
they? Are they Hawaiian?
Uh,
There's something like that. There's some sort of like off-white.
well, it's got to be from the mom because Dominic is a white man. I'm not sure. Let me do some research.
Oh yeah, nobody fucking ever mentioned the absolute gun show that was Navy versus Memphis. Final score was 55-46.
That's
His wife
insane.
works at Nebraska.
I guess so. What about there was another game this past week that was 70-50. They scored 120 total points, smashing the over. So I'll go. I have my picks lined up, so I'll go while Jack's over there trying to organize something. Number 1, we have an old Pac-12 matchup. I guess now both Big Ten, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Oregon Ducks at UCLA, Bruins, Polynesian. Yeah, I knew there was some kind of Polynesian or island or whatever it is. Oregon Ducks at UCLA. UCLA is just flat out a bad program. They're not a very good football team. They can't run the ball. They can't play defense. They can't score points. They're not really putting it together. They've been struggling week after week. Oregon, on the other hand, is putting it together as of late. Dylan Gabriel has, I believe, 8 passing touchdowns, just shy of 1,000 yards already on the year. Their offense is figuring it out. The spread's minus 25.5, and we're taking it.
Holy shit.
Oregon minus 25.5.
Minus 25?
And they have. UCLA is a dog shit program.
Wow.
Headed up by head coach Chip Kelly. The next matchup going to be Kentucky Wildcats at the Mississippi Rebels. Ole Miss. I know 2 weeks ago Kentucky just had a near win. They just suffered a 1-point loss to Georgia 2 weeks ago, but that game has been the outlier, not not the status quo at Kentucky so far this year. Kentucky cannot run the football, cannot play defense. Cannot play defense, cannot run the football, going to have trouble containing one of the best quarterbacks in the nation, running the best offense in the nation. The Rebels are first in the nation with 423 passing yards per game and 55 points per game. That's going to be important. They're averaging 55 points per game. They're also 12th in the nation in rushing capacity. The over-under for this game, total in the game, the over-under is set at 52.5. I just told you Ole Miss averages 55 points a game. The play is over 52.5.
Yeah.
The spread is also only 17.5, which I would also smash, and I probably will. But for the sake of the argument here, the pick is over 52.5 for the game.
Why would they go so low? What do they know?
I don't know. I
What
guess
do they know?
Kentucky played some decent, respectable defense against Georgia. And the final matchup, the biggest matchup of the year, the biggest regular season college matchup of the year that you're going to see. I know it's only September,
Is
but
this
there's
going to involve Colorado?
no, there's
No.
not going to be a bigger college football game in the regular season the rest of the way here. Number 2, Georgia Bulldogs are traveling to Bryant-Denny Stadium in Tuscaloosa, Alabama to take on the Crimson Tide, the number 4 ranked Alabama Crimson Tide. Georgia, the Bulldogs are -2 in this matchup. The last time Alabama was a home dog was Bueller.
God knows.
Oklahoma?
Probably never.
Versus Oklahoma?
No, the last time. No, I'm saying when. When was the last time they were a home dog?
Before Nick Saban.
Close.
So when Nick Saban was the coach?
I think he was just there.
And
He
when
was
did he
either-
start?
What?
Where did he start?
This is like early 2000s. Yeah.
Last time Bama was a home dog was 2007.
Yeah.
In an
that's what
SEC
it
matchup against
They
Florida,
were
maybe?
-7 against LSU.
LSU.
-7 against LSU in
That's
2007.
that Beckham and Jarvis Landry
No.
LSU?
No.
No, 2007.
Oh, 2007? What team is that?
Should if I know. It's so long ago, 2007. That's probably like Zach Mettenberger at quarterback, right?
Probably.
Deep pull there.
Zach Mettenberger playing quarterback. Leonard Fournette could have been there at that. No, Leonard Fournette wouldn't have been there.
Brandon LaFell.
Brandon LaFell, right? Was he that? Was Brandon?
There's just a list here. Brandon LaFell, Demetrius Byrd.
Did Demetrius Byrd have a cup of coffee in the NFL?
Yeah, a little bit. Was Mettenberger the quarterback then, or no? Probably not. Honestly, now that I'm thinking about it.
They don't have their depth charts out. They just have all their pictures here. So let's see if we can find out. This guy's a quarterback, but I don't think he was the starting quarterback. Jarrett Lee.
Should have I know.
Jimmy Wilker.
2007. You're talking my freshman year of high school, brother.
Oh God.
Yeah.
College football was not part of the dream then.
No, I
Matt
fucked with college
Flynn.
football. Matt Flynn.
Matt Flynn.
The
Matt Flynn.
Matt Flynn.
The Matt Flynn.
Matt Flynn.
There you go. There's a pull. All right. So, Georgia Bulldogs rolled Clemson. Absolutely rolled Clemson in the first game of the year. I know a lot of people had money on Clemson that we know, and it just didn't work out. They just beat the absolute piss out of Clemson in the first game. Since then, they have not covered a spread the rest of the way. And like I just said, they nearly lost to Kentucky 2 weeks ago in their last showing. Just got by Kentucky by 1 point here. I know Saban's not around anymore. Roll Tide, Bama money line. Bama money line, it's probably like plus 110, plus 115 because it's only a 2 point spread. In Bryant-Denny Stadium, as a home dog, they will not lose this game. Give me Alabama.
All right. I'm coming with some heat this week. First game on the docket. Yeah, you see it. You see my phone?
No.
Buffalo
that's a game.
at UConn.
This guy loves taking mid-majors, dude.
Buffalo first in the MAC, 3-1 currently. UConn second of the FBS Independents, which isn't impressive at all.
Second out of 4 teams.
Second out of 4 teams, 2-2. Okay, here's the tail of the tape. On offense, Buffalo horrendous, 277 yards of offense per game. UConn 45th in the nation, 451 yards per game on offense. Okay, flip the script. Defense. Buffalo, 86th in the entire nation, 333 yards, 0.3. That's kind of impressive. Total yards defense allowed. UConn, 191st, 403 yards of offense allowed per game. This is a offensive glass cannon colliding into a defensive brick wall of the Mid-Atlantic Conference. Buffalo is +6 in this matchup. And a shitty FBS team that's independent going up against a conference team that is the first in their conference on a win streak. Buffalo is, I had these matchups too. At home, Buffalo's 2-0. On the road, they're 1-1. Divisional record of 2-1. Conference record 1-0. Win streak of 2. UConn, 2-0 at home, 0-2 on the road, 1-2 in the division, no conference record. They just won 1 game. UConn fucking sucks. Buffalo is a solid defensive team. I think Buffalo being the underdog in this matchup is kind of stupid. And they're in an actual conference. They're not an independent.
It is weird.
It's a weird game, but it's something that I saw that feels like you could just pick it apart.
If you're not Notre Dame, just get in a conference.
That's what I'm saying. Second game on the docket, some good old SEC matchup football. Got the Texas A&M Aggies -4 over the Arkansas Razorbacks. Not a lot of digging into that matchup, but I do know some good SEC ball, and A&M is on the rise again.
That spread did scare me a little bit.
It scared you a little bit? What, you think it's a little trap?
I think it's low.
Think it's low?
I don't know why.
Mm.
Arkansas is frisky.
Arkansas is frisky, but Texas A&M is definition of frisky.
Giga Maggies.
Last game on the docket, another wonderful game I want to talk about because I don't know if you've been keeping up with it. Fresno State at UNLV.
Oh, so this is fun.
This is fun, dude.
Do you know about UNLV?
So the starting quarterback for
Yeah.
UNLV was promised about, what was it?
The starting
I
quarterback.
saw this on Twitter, I
The
think.
starting quarterback for the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, has pulled himself from the team.
Yeah.
He is no longer playing. He is going to activate a red shirt because I believe if you play in a 4th game, you cannot red shirt. So he is using his red shirt and he's piecing out. He's sitting out the remainder of the season with an NIL injury. So
What happened?
he was verbally committed to $100 grand,
100 grand.
$100 grand in NIL money to transfer from whatever bullshit school he left to come play for Las Vegas. And he claims since coming there, he's only received $3 grand out of the $100 grand, and he's not playing. You don't give me my money, I'm not playing.
I mean, fair enough.
I'm shutting my shit down despite the 3-0 start, and I will take my talents elsewhere.
I mean, gotta make it.
Running back. The running back also decommitted and is activating his red shirt from UNLV.
What the fuck?
The starting running back.
Did they do it to him too?
Also, yes, part of NIL.
Holy shit.
Yeah, dude.
So
Why-
Fresno State is currently +2, which is probably going to rise over the next couple of days. So if you want to get in now, you gotta get in now. And I understand this podcast ain't coming out till Friday, but holy fuck, am I not on UNLV? And also, it's Fresno State, dude. It's fun to say.
Go Bulldogs.
Go Bulldogs. dude.
That's so interesting.
Right?
That is so
And they're
It's the
the
wild
underdog.
west of the NIL,
interesting.
dude.
Holy shit.
A
It's
very
like-
fun matchup.
You remember like 2001 to 2006 when no one really knew how to use the internet yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what this is in the NIL.
Until they figure it out.
Until there's a salary cap in college football 5 years from now.
But yeah, those are my picks this week. It's Fresno State +2, who will probably be favored by the time the game comes around. We got Texas A&M -4 against Arkansas, which is a fun game in itself. And then we have Buffalo versus UConn for all those people out there who aren't getting all those major programs, especially those of you up north. Root for the home team. They are a New York team, technically.
They are. Well, they are.
And I was gonna go to college in Buffalo, but that never happened.
Which also means technically, you can't technically gamble on them.
How do you mean?
In the state of New York, you can't gamble on New York colleges legally.
Legally.
That's why
They are removed from DraftKings, but the pick here is all the same.
Yeah,
Is it based on the game or is it based on the team?
I think it's the team,
Okay.
Interesting.
I was gonna say because they're in Connecticut, they're playing at Connecticut,
but it's not on DraftKings, right?
but I don't think it's on DraftKings.
So you can't bet on Cuse or Buffalo.
You see,
I
and
never
that's
knew
why
that.
the score
That's
was
crazy.
worth it because it had the spread on the score. Shout out to the score. You know what? Shout out to the score. We're gonna start using it more.
Score's a great app. I don't know why you're so resistant to it.
I never had it. I was a Bleacher
So
Report guy.
Bleacher Report's not good. It's run. You could fucking write articles for Bleacher Report right now. Like legitimately, you could sign up and write an article and
I
submit
think
it.
if Michael Rappaport could write a report
Not
for anyone.
Michael Rappaport.
I don't think he works for Bleacher Report right now. He works for
Michael
ESPN.
Rappaport or Ian Rappaport.
Michael Rappaport.
Ian Rappaport works for
Michael
NFL.
Rappaport is a actor. Ian Rappaport.
Ian Rappaport.
Ian
my bad.
Rappaport works
is
for
a
the
beat
NFL.
writer for the NFL. Yeah. Ian Rappaport's very good at his job. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the guy who always makes a fool out of himself for saying stupid shit. He's from Boston. Is that the actor?
That's Michael Rapp.
Mike. I said Michael.
Yeah, he doesn't work for any sport.
okay.
He just
good.
talks about sports.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
just an
He's
asshole.
also from New York City. He's not from Boston.
Obviously, but he lives in Boston. Some shit like that.
Sorry, he kind of sucks. So.
That's what I'm saying. Fuck this guy.
Mike Rappaport's a liberal cook.
So
So
heard
let's,
it here first.
let's move on to handicapping. Last week, Jack went 7-8. I went 9-6. So overall records on the year: Jack is 19, 23-3. I'm 22, 20-3. Bryan 7-7-1 because he only has 1 week of handicapping picks under the belt so far. So, Jack, if you do the honors of
Having the spread.
firing out some spreads for us here.
Sure. Why don't we ask the score for the spreads this time around?
You
Since
can
they've been
answer
doing
the
Next
so
score.
well.
score, they'll tell you.
The score app will tell you it's a good app. Remember, we're skipping Bills Giants because that game happened already.
It seems that I have to go to this Sunday because it's being very painful.
You just gotta pick by the date, you know? It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, but I'm having trouble doing math. Here we go. So we're skipping Dallas Cowboys, New York Giants.
Yeah.
So we'll start with the Jets at 7.5. I'm gonna take the Jets.
They're versus who again?
Denver.
7.5. I'll take the Jets as well. think it's comparable to New England. I feel like.
I'm also going to take the Jets minus 7.5.
Next game, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Indianapolis Colts. Steelers are minus 1.5. Give me the Steelers.
Yeah, give me the Steelers.
I was just say, as much of a weird season as it is, you know what it feels like? It feels like that fluky 11-4 season that they had, or what was it? They were like 12-4, something like that.
Maybe I think the Steelers
Feels a little
will
like
be okay.
that. I feel like they'll always be okay, but
I'm also taking Pitt minus 1.5. Just
it's
for the
just
record
it
there.
feels like they're gonna have a great season and just not do well in the wild card.
That could be the case.
Next game we got here on the docket: the Green Bay Packers, Minnesota Vikings. Oh, how fucking rude!
Hey, that's my roommate. You mind your business. Keep going.
All right, Minnesota Vikings at the Green Bay Packers. We got Packers minus 2.5. And I'm taking the Vikings.
At Lambeau, right?
At Lambeau. Sammy Darnold in Lambeau, dude.
Plus 2.5, you said?
Plus 2.5.
I'm also taking the Vikings.
Yeah, I'll take the Vikings.
I mean, we're looking at this now. It might be an 18-9 win for the Packers. But you know what? I'm willing to die with shotgun Sammy.
Right.
Jesus Christ, Kelly.
Damn, Kelly.
Sorry. Fuck. All right.
Are you good?
Next game, yeah, I'm just
Next
gonna go
game.
mute the computer. The computer was always muted, and the reason that I stopped muting it was for Zoom, but we're not using Zoom
Right.
anymore. So I'll mute the computer. I'm gonna make my first pick. I'm gonna hand this off to Bryan to write them down, and then I'm going to go mute the computer.
Next game is Jacksonville versus at Houston. Houston's minus 6.5. And I'm taking Houston.
I'm taking
You're
Jacksonville.
You're taking Jacksonville? It's very contrary to what he just said, but you know what?
You're taking Houston.
I'm taking Houston, yeah.
What was that spread?
6.5.
I'm gonna take Houston. Sorry, that should be a minus.
So, thank you. Next.
Next, we got the New Orleans Saints at the Atlanta Falcons. Falcons are minus 2.5. I'm taking the Saints.
I'm taking the Falcons.
New Orleans is minus 2.5.
Yeah. Oh, no, Falcons are.
So you got New Orleans plus 2.5.
Yes.
Bryan has Atlanta minus 2.5. I'm taking New Orleans. I wanted to take Kirk O'Chains, but
I just don't. It's non-primetime Kirk, but you know what? I just can't buy the Falcons
the
right
New
now.
Orleans defense is just really, really good right now.
It is.
I can't buy on the Falcons right now. But next game we got here is the Los Angeles Rams going to the Chicago Bears in Chi-Town. The Bears are minus 3, and are we all going to be in unison on this one?
I'm gonna take the Rams plus 2.
I'm taking the Rams, dude.
Me too, but I'm also gonna have to take a new pen. So give me a minute here.
Happens to the best of us here, but what a fucking. I don't want
What
to call it a
collection of
stupid
fucked
spread,
up pens.
but I just don't understand how you got minus 3. How is Chicago? And James, you said that each team,
What's
team
the
that's
spread? 3 or 3.5?
3, a full field goal.
I think it's just a weird matchup.
How do you say
The
book
rule of
grades
thumb
it?
always used to be with the home team starts plus 3, and then we adjusted from there. So if you think the away team is 7 points better, the line's gonna go plus 4. You know. Nowadays, recently, the last 3 to 5 years, it seemingly feels like home field advantage has been sliced in half to 1.5, and then we adjust the line from there. But usually, typically, home team starts with 3, and then we move the line. So if you see an away team that's minus 10 or 11.5, they actually think that team's 2 touchdowns better.
I just don't see how you can get the Bears better than the Rams right now.
It's because of the Rams' issues.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
but
And it's in
Kyron's still
Chicago.
back there producing. Matt Stafford's producing with what he has.
I know, but
Hurt.
they're not gonna overreact to the game they saw last week and go crazy. You know.
I mean,
That's-
production's production, but the Bears' defense is pretty terrible. Not terrible. I mean, terrible as in like.
It's pretty good.
It's,
terrible.
No, the Bears' defense is better than it's been. It
I'm not
used to be
saying terrible as in a performance. I'm saying as in a playing them. It'd be terrible to play the Bears.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Next game we got on the docket here: Philadelphia at Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Philly minus 2 on the road. Give me the Buccaneers.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Buccaneers at +2 as well.
It's just a tough game, you know. I don't want to pick the Eagles, but I feel like I could definitely be wrong.
I'm going to take Tampa as well, against my better judgment, honestly.
Next game, Cincinnati Bengals at the Carolina Panthers. Bengals are -4. Panthers at home with the Red Rocket at quarterback. And by God Almighty,
I'm taking Carolina +4.
It'll be the only time I take Carolina this year, and I'll take Carolina +4.
I'll ride with Cincy for one more week. And after this, sorry, if it doesn't
It's
go, then
panic time in Cincy.
it's going to be bad if it doesn't go well this week.
I think Cincy can get a win before concerns me. 2.5, 3, we'd be having a different conversation.
We got the Washington Commanders at the Arizona Cardinals. Cardinals -3. I'm taking the Cardinals against my better
I'm going
judgment.
to take the Cardinals too. And I don't.
That's a
against
fun game. Over under 50.5. I'm looking at
I
the
know.
over.
Can't wait for Kyler to verse that secondary.
I'm going to take Washington.
And you got Marvin Harrison, don't you?
I have Kyler.
You have Kyler?
Yeah.
It's always fun to watch Kyler. Next game, New England Patriots at the San Francisco 49ers. Spreads -10. Give me the Niners, without a
Yeah.
doubt.
Give me the Niners coming off a divisional overtime comeback loss
It's
against
definitely a
a
get-back game
talent
here.
depleted Patriots.
It's looking a lot like 35-3 and
This
the
is
possible end of Jacoby
they're probably going to
Brissett.
wind up having the game we thought they were going to have against Minnesota.
Yeah, I'll also take San Fran. I never thought they were going to dominate Minnesota, honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
Next game, we got the Cleveland Browns at the Las Vegas Raiders. Raiders -2. Deshaun's not hurt, or Deshaun is hurt.
I don't think it matters.
I don't think he's hurt.
I'm going to take the Raiders either way.
I just
What's his, -2?
-2 for the Raiders. I just don't.
I'm going to take Cleveland.
Cleveland didn't look horrendous.
I believe it's going to be very, very bad.
They're
for the
also
Raiders.
missing Njoku.
Did you
right
see
now.
what Pierce said after the game?
No.
Coach Pierce after the game said, throughout the second half we saw some players we felt like were making business decisions. So we're gonna
I did see this.
make some business decisions going forward. And I think he was talking about Devontae
Yes.
Adams.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
that.
And
What about not running to certain balls?
you want to have a third, not blocking, poor body judgment, not willing to go out there and risk his body, making a business decision, not getting dunked on, so to speak, just letting the guy have it. You could have a 4th-round pick for him.
That sounds like business,
Let's
dude.
get number 17.
Sounds like a
in green
business
and white.
decision.
Malachi Corley, you have to change your number. Devontae Adams is coming to
He's
town.
coming to town.
I'll take the Raiders. I hate it, but I'll take them. And the next game on the docket is the Kansas City Chiefs minus the LA Chargers. 7.5 is the spread. I mean, it's just got to be the Chiefs. It has to be.
7.5.
7.5.
Where is it?
In LA.
Over a
That doesn't
touchdown.
s- I don't-
Over a
that doesn't
touchdown on
scare
the
me.
road is too rich for my
Yeah,
blood.
I'm gonna
dog.
go Chargers too.
Me as well.
No, it's Kansas City. James, you were telling me this earlier.
7.5 on the road.
On the road, dude. It
Who-
don't matter,
Who have
bro.
they put their hands on so far this year? Since he just got embarrassed on primetime television by Washington, and Kansas City needed help from the refs and a comeback to squeak out a 1-point win in that game.
Handicap, yes, but it's just
7.5. The Chargers the Chargers just lost last week, but 2 weeks before that, they were mollywopping people. They have an identity again. Herbert seems like he's healthier than he was last week. 7.5
I'm still taking it on the road.
is
and I'll
just
die
too
on that.
much.
We got the Buffalo world beater Bills versus the Baltimore Ravens. Game is in Baltimore. Ravens 2.5.
I'm going to take Baltimore because they don't have a choice.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Baltimore as well. This does feel like a back against the wall sort of game.
I will bet on Baltimore as well.
Even though if Buffalo comes out and wins this, it's honestly not gonna surprise me.
No, it wouldn't surprise me either, but did you see the IG Live nonsense after the game last week?
Yeah, Lamar was pissed.
Yeah. Sheriff Lamar is about to whip those boys into shape, dude.
I hope so.
Marlon Humphrey was on the private charter on IG Live, like clowning around with Lamar, and Lamar was not having it at all. And then finally Lamar was like, "You shouldn't even be on live right now, bro."
Yeah.
Like,
he's like, you dropped the pick.
Yeah, he's like, "You dropped the pick."
Damn, dude. Damn.
Legitimately called it.
And then Marlon Humphrey was like, "We won, didn't we?" And he was like, "Nah, but there was all those articles at camp about how you picked me off 5 times, but then you can't fucking pick off the other guy in the game." Yeah.
Damn, dude. Letting them know. Let them know.
Lamar's sick of the bullshit.
Now we get ready for the Let's Get Ready to Mumble matchup of the week with the Tennessee Titans at Miami. Miami -1, Tualis.
Miami's -1.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and take Tennessee.
Yeah, give me Tennessee. Their defense isn't
Give me
terrible.
Tennessee.
Miami looks bad.
Do we get another great Will Levis pick this week?
I
Another-
hope so. That
Dude,
guy's on a generational run.
Generational.
Bro,
Yes.
Will Levis is on a generational run of oh no, what just happened?
What just happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite
Are
is
you
the
taking
one.
Tennessee?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
taking Tennessee. My favorite is the one of him falling down, just like flicking the football,
No. The
and
best one.
Nuke has no idea what to do.
The best one had to be him on his knees with his hands in the air. as
Which
the-
time? Week 1 or week 2? He did it both.
He
weeks.
did.
The
do it
one
both.
where
He did it
the
against
one
the
where he
Jets.
lost the game in the last fucking few minutes of the game. He threw the
Week
pick.
1, yeah.
Yeah. And it was
Against
great
Chicago.
because it was the shot of the guy running and then he's just in the corner on the ground.
Just oh no.
What
Last
have they
game
done?
on the docket for the handicapping section here. We got Seattle at Detroit. Detroit -3.5
Where is it?
in
Motown.
Detroit.
Motown? Yeah, give me
Motor
Detroit.
City.
Yeah, one pride in Motown for sure.
I will definitely take the Motor City Detroit Lions.
Not the Motor City Machine Guns. That is a professional wrestling tag team.
Didn't know that.
Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley reportedly just signed to WWE.
Good for them.
They're old as shit though. All right, so that's the final handicapping deal.
That is the final handicapping deal.
All right. Why stop when we can keep moving along here? These are picks from last week. Yeah, you bet your ass they were. All right, so last week we had our first down week of the year. Our big money safe pick was Tampa Bay -6.5,
Not safe.
and we had 800 on it.
Not safe.
Then we went with the heavy favorites. Who's gonna fuck it up? Moneyline parlay.
Mm-hmm.
Cleveland moneyline.
Oh, there it is.
Vegas moneyline.
There it is.
Seattle moneyline.
There she is.
Tampa Bay moneyline.
All right.
San Fran moneyline.
God damn.
So Seattle's the only one out of the 5 of them that won,
Yeah.
and that was 100 to win 396.
Fucking A. It was
That
that
was-
sort of week last week.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Here's a fun thing to mention as we go into making the gambling here. So far, every week, the biggest underdog has won the game outright.
Interesting.
Every week, the biggest gambling underdog has won the game. And then Jack's BDSOW, we had Brandon Aubrey over 1.5 field goals made.
Easy.
Groupie over 1.5 field goals made. I don't even know who that is. Bos-
Groupie. I still have.
Blake Groupie.
Yeah. What?
New Orleans.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah.
Chris,
Yeah.
Chris Boswell over 1.5 field goals made. Jake Moody over 1.5 field goals made. Brees Hall anytime touchdown. Braylon Allen anytime touchdown. Mike Evans anytime touchdown. Brock Bowers anytime
Didn't
touchdown.
hit.
That was 100 to win just over 58 grand. That also didn't hit. We're minus the whole 1,000 for the week,
Damn.
but our bankroll is still $1,384. So we're still in the black here. Got some room to do some damage here. Do we have Glizzy Gods?
Yeah, the Rams. Done.
Let me look at the splits again real quick.
My Glizzy God is the Rams, and there's nothing much more to say. But I am currently constructing the BDSOW, so I will filibuster here for a moment while you guys.
I would tell you for absolute sure, like for certain, that if the rules of the way that this show is constructed weren't the way they were, it would be the New York Giants over Dallas on Thursday night. But being as that game has already happened, and hopefully the Giants did win that game, and I don't look like a fool and they got blown out. We are recording Wednesday night. This will release Friday morning. Being that it can't be the New York Giants as my money line pick, my Glizzy God underdog money line pick of the week, it's going to be a team with a similar spread. Give me the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I'm gonna tell Jack on the Rams for my Glizzy.
The Rams is a fine pick. I like the
Yeah.
Rams.
There's really not much else that I feel confident in. I don't want to take the Panthers.
I mean, last week
Um,
it would have been Minnesota, but just like this week, they were only 2.5 point
Right.
dogs. So
So I guess as far as locks go, I'm gonna lock up Minnesota plus 2.5.
We haven't been doing locks, but that's fine.
Well, don't we do picks?
We've just been doing the handicapping, the glizzy god, and then
Oh.
gambling the 1,000. But we can do
All right.
locks.
Well then, no, we
I'm
don't
not
have to do
against it.
locks. I'm gonna put this out here. I would like Minnesota on the docket.
I like a Minnesota ticket. I like Minnesota plus
Yeah.
2.5.
I don't know if Jack. I think Jack took Green Bay.
No, we all took Minnesota.
Oh. So there's that. We also all like the Bucks.
Everyone's all in on the Bucks. I like the Rams a lot. You guys both took them as a glizzy god.
Yeah.
I feel
We have
like
active movement right now. The spread on Arizona Cardinals has moved to 3.5.
wow, half a point, huh?
Whole half a point just
What-
inside a
what happened
podcast.
there?
Rams Viking parlay is plus 278 with
Ra-
the spreads.
with the spreads on both of them.
Yeah.
Do we want to parlay that for like 500?
Let's see, 500 gets you. Whoa. You won't even let me put in the units. There you go. 500 would get you 1390.
That's with the 500 on it, though, right?
No, I took the 500 out.
Oh, okay. Is that what we want to do?
I mean, I'm okay with that. How do you feel?
Say again, sorry.
Just parlay Rams plus 3, Vikings plus 2.5.
That I'm okay with that.
500 to win 1390.
Rams are what? Plus 3?
Plus 3, Vikings 2.5.
$13.90, you say?
Mhm.
Okay. That's in.
Cool. So now we have another 500 to mess around with.
400 because we give Jack 100 to piss
Oh, right.
away on
Yes.
the BDSOW every week.
One day it won't piss away, and you know what? That'll be the day.
And then we'll be up for the rest of the year. We won't even have to worry about it if it does hit.
Yeah, we could just be silly. Do we really, really feel confident in San Fran?
I do. Maybe.
Or Detroit?
I would feel better about Detroit if it was between those two.
Do we want to put 400 on Detroit?
With the spread?
Minus 3.5?
You
Yeah.
can if you like, because I have my BDSOW constructed. I do know that the Rams are my glizzy god, and I will die on that hill because
357.
against Chicago, it's fucking silly almost.
Yeah.
But for the BDSOW I have constructed, I believe I don't want to say I'm onto something, because you're never really onto something.
Hold
But-
on, go ahead.
I'm going ahead on the BDSOW.
Yeah.
Are you ready? Over 6.5 Malik Neighbors receptions. Brees Hall
Oh,
anytime
you gotta go
touchdown.
slower than that.
Brees Hall.
Brees Hall every week is in the BDSOW.
He has to be.
I mean, he's getting the numbers.
Chris
He was
Boswell. It's over 1.5 field goals made.
That's actually very good.
Andy Dalton. 200 plus passing.
Okay.
Kyron Williams. Anytime touchdown.
That seems safe too. No one else is really.
James, how you doing over there?
Amazing.
Alvin Kamara. Anytime touchdown. Jordan Mason. 80 plus rushing. Kyler Murray. 40 plus rushing. Rashi Rice.
Hold on.
Okay. You got 2 picks left.
Okay.
Rashi Rice, 70 plus receiving. And Brock Bowers, 40 plus receiving. 10 pick parlay. I think that's big enough for you.
Sure is. What's
Yeah.
it pay out? 100 grand?
$100 will win you $34,743.
34,000?
So plus 34,643
$34,643.
is that's the plus. That's the.
That's what it's there to win.
Yes. The only prop that is in the positives is Malik Neighbors over on receptions at 6.5.
Yeah, I mean, Brees Hall anytime touchdown's got to be minus 220. Minus 210.
It's somewhere around there. I think it's
Yeah.
like minus 140.
No
Jordan
way.
Mason rushing is minus 140. Alvin Kamara minus 110. Kyron minus 135. Andy Dalton 200 passing minus 260.
Damn.
Brees Hall was minus 140 for any time. And Bowers minus 110 on the 40 yards. And Rashee Rice minus 140 on the 70 plus yards. So everything is, there's only one prop that's below on plus odds.
So outside of the things that we bet on, things that I really like this week, I really like the Jets minus 7.5 because one, go Jets, Jets, and also Denver sucks. I really, really, really like Carolina plus 4, and I kind of like Carolina to win outright. I think we have a couple of seasons from hell coming out of the AFC North. One of these two teams in the AFC North is having a nightmare season. It's either Baltimore or Cincinnati, and Baltimore has a win and Cincinnati doesn't, so take your pick there. But one of them is going to have a nightmare season, and I think it's going to be Cincinnati. I really do like Carolina. I really like Washington. I don't love Detroit. Really like Detroit. That's one we spoke about already. But the ones that I really love Carolina. I really love Washington. I really love the Rams, and I really love the Jets.
I mean, everything that's in our picks this week are probably my top. Not gonna lie.
Besides Dalton, 200 passing yards.
Well, not so much the BDSOW, but there were some very solid picks in there.
The other three picks, yeah.
No, Boswell, I like.
Talking
Obviously,
about field
anytime.
goals is a real bet.
Well, no, but I think it's a good pick because, Steelers' offense, while it's not great, it's decent, and if they get close enough to the field goal, if they kick 2 field goals, you're good to go.
He averages 3 field goals per game.
Yeah, so,
So
Brees Hall's good pretty much anytime to get a touchdown.
Alvin Kamara's good anytime to get a touchdown. What's his name?
Kamara's hurt.
No.
Yeah, he got hurt today.
Yeah.
I just remembered that actually when you said that.
Yeah.
It'll push. It'll wind up pushing, so
Yeah.
we'll get the odd adjustment on the push if that's the case.
Kamara didn't practice today, so we'll see what happens.
Well, let me read the report.
The
real
worst
quick.
case scenario is he dresses, he plays like 4 snaps, and then goes, nah, the hammy's not good. I don't even know if it's a hammy. I'm making that up, but you know what I mean. That's
We're about
the worst.
to find out.
That's the worst case scenario is he tests the waters, gets on the... Because all they have to do is play 1 snap and the bet's alive. Sometimes DraftKings might help you out. My book won't. They don't give a rat's ass.
They're like, well, that sucks.
Rib injury and a hip pointer.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
not great.
Not great news on a Wednesday. Monitor practice
Still got 2
tomorrow.
more practices.
Yeah.
Well, it's a we'll see. We'll monitor the situation as it
2
goes.
more practices.
All right. So monitor the Kamara situation. If you're one on the BDSOW, if you're on the BDSOW tailgating situation, just
Start following some beat writers for New
yeah,
Orleans. They'll let you know.
monitor Kamara. Maybe you don't put the ticket in until Sunday morning. We replace Kamara with I don't know, again Devin Singletary. You can't do that. He plays on Thursday. I don't know. I don't have the answers. Ken Walker.
We'll just take
also
the
hurt.
push if he doesn't
Why
play.
do you bet on fucking Deshaun Watson to get involved in the Diddy scenario?
David Montgomery.
What does David Montgomery have to do with the Diddy scenario?
No,
No,
replacing Alvin.
replacing Alvin Kamara. He's
We
saying.
could do that. He's always minus odds for a touchdown.
Yeah, because he's a touchdown vulture.
Yeah.
That's fine, bro. Him and Raheem Mostert.
Mostert's hurt again. But you know what? I get what you're saying.
When is he not?
All right, anything else?
I'm pretty much good.
Got nothing, man.
Well then, we're brought to you by House of Havoc Podcasting, Stay Thirsty Company, Dino Skate Park, and Justin Shop Shop of West Hampton Beach, and featuring the new location in Mauritius. Remember, Justin Shop Shop, you can bust our chops, but no one beats our meat. Peace out.
Stay thirsty. Gotcha. Stay tuned.